Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Live. And our topic of discussion, if you don't already know, it's been announced in September that Canelo Alvarez will finally face Gennady Golovkin. Things got serious. Things have got very serious. Gennady Golovkin has spoken about Mexican style, and he's a good boy and big drama show. Well, in September, there's going to be a big drama show. And for my money, early doors, I'm going with Canelo Alvarez in this one. I think fighting, boxing, it's not just about coming forward and throwing punches. Gennady's good at coming forward, closing range down, throwing punches, and he has good punching power. There's no disputing that. But two performances, the Brook fight and the Jacobs fight, have made me begin to wonder whether Gennady Golovkin at 35 is on the slide. The other thing is, our fighters beginning to work Gennady Golovkin's number out. Brook wasn't knocked out, and Jacobs wasn't knocked out. The career welterweight moving up to middleweight did carry a little bit extra speed, and it's significant that every time Brook threw punches, Gennady took them, took a step back, didn't do anything, and then came forward and threw shots. Similar thing with the Jacobs fight. Now, I think Canelo is the more adaptable fighter. You've seen him fight with his back against the ropes. You've seen him fight coming forward. You've seen him moving side to side. You've seen him counterpunch. I think Canelo is the better all-round fighter. You've also seen Canelo fight against the very best in the division. He's fought legends. He's fought Cotto. He's fought Mosley. He's fought Mayweather. Canelo is the A side in this fight. Gennady Golovkin is the B side. It's the first time in Gennady's career he is going to be the B side fighter. This fight defines Gennady Golovkin's legacy. It really does. All big drama show and good boy and all this stuff is going to count for nothing if he gets beat by Canelo. So he really has to do some things differently for him to beat Canelo. There are some things that fighters haven't done to Gennady Golovkin as much as I believe Canelo will do. Canelo will go to the body. Canelo will counterpunch. I believe the hunter is about to get hunted with Canelo. Canelo, I believe, will push the fight with Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin's power is generated by him coming forward. Him coming forward. When he's coming forward, he's on the front foot. That's where he can generate his punches. I'm not sure convinced, like Kovalev and now Golovkin, I'm not convinced that these guys' back foot games are very good. And I don't mean having a back foot game where you're in control of the fight and you're in control of everything, where you're taking a step back and then throwing punches. I'm talking about a back foot game where you are not in control of the fight and the guy's pressing the action on you. And he's talking about Mexican style fighting. This is the one fight which will have proper Mexican style fighting. Not manufactured, because, you know, there's no stars in the middleweight division that are Mexican, bar Canelo. So you have to manufacture and say that Golovkin's a Mexican style fighter. This is a genuine fight. I think Canelo can nullify Gennady Golovkin's punching power by pushing him onto the back foot and making him fight the fight off the back foot for 12 rounds. When he nullified Golovkin's punch power, that's his major, his trump card, his punching power. But his punching power is only effective if you allow him to come forward on you. So if Canelo can get Golovkin onto the back foot, digging in with short body, in with body shots and countering everything that. So everything's got to be, Canelo's got to be on the front foot. He's going to take center ring and he's going to put Gennady back. If he does that, then I believe that Canelo can win this fight, and he can win this fight handsomely. And I think he can even stop Golovkin. Because if you look at all of Golovkin's fights, when he gets hit, you'll see him get hit with a shot, take the shot, but he doesn't do anything. He's ineffective. And when he does that, that's where Canelo's going to put his punches together on him. Golovkin's effective, like I said, when he's center of the ring and he's chasing you across the ring and your back is against the ropes and he unloads. That's where Golovkin is at his best. Golovkin's not at his best when his back is against the ropes and you're throwing punches at him. He's is it a reactive fighter? I think that Canelo also can mix his style up. I think he's more adaptable. Fight on front foot, fight on the back foot. Golovkin's very much front foot forward, almost like a front foot bully. He won't be able to bully Canelo in this fight. And if he couldn't get Danny Jacobs out of there, who showed a little bit of movement, if he couldn't get Brook out of there, let's be honest, I know Brook was going to get stopped, but that's a welterweight moving up to middleweight. That was not a bona fide middleweight. Now he's going to fight a guy who is actually going to come in the ring as a middleweight. He'll probably come in as a light heavyweight or near cruiserweight. Canelo, if he couldn't get Jacobs out of there, and I know that some of the Gennady fans out there in the world, you know who you are, were moaning and complaining about Jacobs not doing the IBF weight limit. You people out there who are saying that, you people are the same people who are going to complain about Canelo and the weight. As far as I'm concerned, Canelo is going to fight. He'll probably come and fight. The fight will be he'll probably come in light heavyweight or cruiserweight. And I believe that's going to be key in the fight as well. So Gennady won't be able to bully Canelo. And if you can't bully Canelo, you can't push Canelo back, and Canelo can push Golovkin back and land wicked body shots on Golovkin, we're going to see what Golovkin is made of. We really are. I'm going Canelo on this one. Golovkin isn't getting any better. In fact, he's getting worse. So maybe this is the time to fight Golovkin. Maybe this really is the time to fight Golovkin. No sound. What do you mean there's no sound? Of course there's sound. So for me, I really think, turn away a bit more. I really think that with this fight with Golovkin, they're going to have to cut out some very Golovkin and Abel Sanchez for this fight are going to have to stop the machismo stuff. They're sticking the chin out there. The allowing a guy to hit you. That stuff has got to stop. That stuff has got to stop. Golovkin's going to take the center of the ring and push Canelo back. But even if he pushes Canelo back, this is a guy that can react and throw punches over the top and counter. This is the best fighter that Golovkin's fought by a country mile. Like I said, he can adapt. He can counter punch. He can fight going forward. He can fight going back. He's a great body puncher. Works up and down very well. He's got good gears. He can move through the gears, Canelo. And yeah, I don't think that being the A-side fighter, Canelo, he's not going to give Golovkin the sort of red carpet that Golovkin's had in the past. So they've obviously seen something now. They think, you know what, this is the time to fight Golovkin. I know I don't believe that Golovkin has been fighting below par so they can get Canelo in. No, I don't believe so at all. I believe Golovkin could have knocked out Danny Jacobs. He would have knocked out Danny Jacobs. He didn't. You know, he went toe-to-toe with Brook in the hope to knock Brook out early, and instead walked onto shots that was embarrassing him at points. Embarrassing him to the point where people say, oh, how do you mean it's embarrassing him? Because he went out with the thing, I'm going to go out there. I'm the bigger man. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to take you out. But Brook gave him resistance. Brook hit him back. But in spurts. Now, if you've got somebody who's in there that can actually hit him in spurts absorb the power, and keep going forward. And again, punch output. When somebody's hitting you back hard and has got you on the back foot, it's a different fight. It's a different puzzle that Abel Sanchez and Golovkin are going to have to work out. Really different. Very, very different. And it seems also in times of the heat of the moment, Golovkin doesn't listen to Abel Sanchez, but in fact does his own thing. We saw that in the Brook fight. So I don't know. I can't tell you that Golovkin's looked devastating in his last couple of fights. Okay, he beat Chavez tonight. Chavez didn't put on much of resistance. But then, having said that, I didn't know that the fight was signed, sealed, and delivered for the Golovkin fight. If I'd known that, I would have said, you know what, Chavez is a filler. Then we had the Khan fight. We knew that Khan was moving up from a lighter weight division, moving up. But Khan was a lightweight. Can't compare it to the Brook fight. Khan was a lightweight moving up to middleweight and got starched with one shot. The Kirkland fight, the Cotter fight, he's always looked solid and good. And he's fought the better opponents. Let's make no mistake here. Canelo, for Golovkin, is Golovkin's Mayweather fight. That's what it is. This is his legacy fight. You know, no doubt about it. Always look forward to your shows, bro. Thank you, Mr. Number 11. I think Canelo beats GGG on points. I think Canelo can wear GGG down and even stop him. I really do. I really do. I think he hasn't looked good in 2 fights. And there's no better body puncher for me in the world of boxing today than Canelo Alvarez. I really think. I like the way Canelo gets himself into position and throws the body shots. He comes right round the side when he throws his body shots. Very, very effective. Why I think he's one of the best, if not the best body puncher in world boxing today is because of how he sets it up. He works from head to body. It doesn't just go body, 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 body. It's head to body. Feints. Slips aside, body shot. You know, he'll let you attack him when your hands are up. He'll let you attack him, and then he'll slip and bang and throw a body shot in when you're attacking. That's what I like about Canelo. Now, I was royally peed off at Canelo for not fighting Gennady Golovkin. But I think they've timed this excellently, and I think this is a great time to fight Golovkin. Now, if ever, is the best time to fight Golovkin. September, Golovkin's going to be a little older, closer to 36 and 35. Canelo in his prime now. For me, I think the ascendancy is with Canelo's career and Canelo. So not sure if Canelo's power at 160 though. Yeah, I think he punches hard enough at 160. I really do. I think he punches hard enough. And you see, Canelo's not a one punch knockout artist, which is brilliant. He's a combination puncher. He's a guy that breaks you down and puts punches together. I think he hits hard enough to hurt Gennady Golovkin for sure. Let's put it this way: he hit hard enough to keep Chavez on the back foot, and he hit hard enough to hurt Chavez on a number of occasions. So it looked like an exhibition match for me. It really did. And the Mexican public should be asking for their money back, because that fight that we saw. It wasn't even a fight; it was a sparring session where it seemed to me that Chavez was given, is told, listen, we'll pay you an extra couple of million just to go 12 rounds with Canelo, stick your jab out, move around the ring for 12 rounds, and we'll give you an extra 2 million. Don't engage too much. Don't make too much of a fight of it. And with Canelo, listen, mate, just let the fight go 12 rounds. Let the fans get the 12 rounds. A filler fight. That's all it was. That's what it seemed to me anyway. I could be wrong, but it seemed like a filler fight. I wouldn't call it a fixed fight. The fix was in terms of who was going to win the fight all along. But it's how the fight was. It just looked like a glorified sparring session. I've seen better sparring sessions, to be honest. I can't see him stopping Gennady Golovkin. Remember, he's got granite chin, has ball wrap. Oh, Was it worse than Parker Canelo fight? I don't know. You could put them top three. The Parker fight, the Mosley fight with not Mosley fight, the Porter fight with Berto, and this fight. Three garbage fights, and I'm glad that I didn't commentate on the Canelo fight. Absolute garbage. And you see, it's these fights that a UFC fan will tune into and watch. Think, what is this garbage? What is this? And then they'll go back and watch the UFC fights, the best fight and the best. And I love the way the UFC, congratulate their fighters. Even if a fighter gets beat, they're not saying, oh, well, this is his last fight, his last hope. He lost his fight. Oh, he should retire. They're always praising the opponent, always praising the guys. The guys, even if they're, they've got 12 losses, they're always giving that guy a hope, a chance. With boxing, we're ready to write guys off all the time. So you're tuning and listen, why am I watching this guy? Why watching this fight? Why bothering? So I blame the commentary teams as much as the fight of matchmakers. So to me, UFC once again, Golovkin versus Canelo. If that was a UFC fight, it would just be another fight in the UFC. To be honest, it'd just be another fight, the best fight in the best. But in boxing, it's a super fight because most of the fights we have are just garbage. It's what it seems today. Whereas the UFC, the best fight in the best. Okay, it's you lose a fight, you come back, you fight another fight, you fight another day. But in boxing, a super fight is a rarity. In UFC, two of the best guys or best girls in the world fighting is a normality, and that's the difference between UFC and boxing. I hate to say it, but that's the way it goes, sadly. I think Jacobs is harder than Canelo at 160. Harder, yes. Consistently, no. Accurately, no. And that's the difference. Danny Jacobs, I watched that fight about 3 or 4 times, and Jacobs wasn't accurate with a lot of his shots. He was cuffing with a lot of his shots and missing with a lot of his shots. And I think Jacobs was just happy to make the 12 rounds. He was happy to make the 12 rounds. And probably now when he goes back and thinks about it, he says, you know what? That Golovkin wasn't as good as I thought he was. He didn't punch as hard as I thought he did. So I think what he probably got in the ring was fearing this monster in Golovkin. And then at the end of the fight, I thought, you know what? That Golovkin wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. I mean, at what point in that Jacobs fight with Golovkin did Golovkin look like he was going to take Jacobs out? Didn't. He had that kind of bizarre knockdown, but that was it. So for me, Canelo's more accurate than Jacobs. He's more consistent than Jacobs. He's fought better opposition than Jacobs. Never been knocked out. So he carries a decent chin. Fought the better opposition. More adaptable than Jacobs. Jacobs needed a dream team to get himself prepared for Gennady Golovkin. Canelo won't need that. Canelo can make this fight very easy for himself if he just puts Gennady on the back foot and keeps him on the back foot for 12 rounds. Because he keeps Gennady on the back foot for 12 rounds, Gennady's going to do all that machismo stuff. Yeah, he'll call him in. Come on, all that stuff. And Canelo just bang to, when he's doing that, Canelo bang him to the body and just keep working him, consistently working. It's Gennady Golovkin that's going to have to do something very different in this fight. I don't even think if he gets on the jab and tries to box Canelo, he wins the fight. So he's going to have to, because when Canelo nails at him, he's going to revert back to those bad habits, which are, sticking your chin out and all this garbage. That's the stuff. I'll be saying to Canelo, as soon as Gennady goes onto the back foot and he calls you in, attack him. You know what? But don't get greedy with Gennady Golovkin. When you attack him to the body and stuff, throw your shots, roll out, and move to the sides. Don't stand right in front of him. That's the biggest sin of all fighters that fight Gennady Golovkin. When they throw the shots, like Brook, they throw the shots and they stay there. When he's backing up, that's when he throws shots. When he comes forward, slip to the sides. Just slip to the sides. I think Canelo can do that. Canelo is capable of doing that. And he doesn't need any big master plan to fight Golovkin because he's got it all in his armory. So I really think that it's a remember Jacobs came in at 185 pounds. So what do you think Canelo's going to weigh when he comes into the ring? So you can say that, but just remember you're fighting Canelo now, and Canelo's the A side. So this thing about, oh well, Jacobs came in 185 pounds. If you're going to say that, then please, you're the same person that's going to tell me that Gennady Golovkin is going to move up to super middleweight division and destroy all the fighters. So all the guys at super middleweight division, how many guys actually fight in their own weight category? I can assure you now that George Groves, when he comes in fight night, is not a super middleweight. I can assure you, Badou Jack, when he comes in fight night, he was not a super middleweight. I can assure you, when Golovkin fights, not what's his name? What's the guy? The Russian guy. When Kovalev fights on fight night, he's not fighting as a light heavy. He's fighting a cruiserweight. Very rarely do you find guys fighting at their weight division in their same weight. So this garbage coming out. Oh well, Jacobs fought 105 pounds. Garbage. Most fighters don't fight in a weight category. What's your point? They don't make no point. Don't make no sense. So Canelo's going to come in whatever weight he comes in at, and good, whatever. Did you notice that GGG might have lost some power in that right hand? Didn't hurt Jacobs with it most of the night. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Did it? What was it? Me? Or he looked like he had a bruise around his face. It could be wrong. I don't know. Heard Oscar saying he had offers for UK, maybe at Wembley. I don't know. Canelo, Canelo is weight cheat, catch weight king. I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. What about Manny Pacquiao when he was training guys? And it was okay when Manny Pacquiao was doing it, right? People see what they want to see in boxing, so I don't really subscribe to that. I can't sit here and say to you catch weight king when there are other guys. Pacquiao was doing it for years. When Pacquiao was getting guys to lose weight. When Pacquiao fought Canelo, what about that? What about when Oscar fought Pacquiao? What about that? This better end up on Box Nation. Let's hope he does end up on Box Nation. I hope Box Nation get it. I really do. I really do. But so Sky will want it. I'm not paying for this fight. Okay. Watch it on stream. Okay, fair enough. I remember I tried that over Pacquiao versus Mayweather. It was one of the worst things I ever did. I got to see about 3-4 rounds of the fight because it was streaming so badly. So all this stuff about Golovkin moving up to middleweight division and destroying everybody, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think fighters fight with patterns, and the patterns that Golovkin's been allowed to get away with in previous fights, he's not going to get away with in this fight. So unless Canelo does something silly, which is allow Golovkin to hunt him down, if he does that, then it's suicidal. But all he has to do is force Golovkin onto the back foot and force him into a fight. Make him fight. Make Golovkin fight off the back foot. Get on his chest. Rough him up. Let's see what Golovkin's got. It's all right being a beast against guys who can't punch back, or guys who are smaller than you, or guys that have less punching power than you, or guys you're supposed to beat. Now you're in the ring with a guy that, like with the Jacobs fight, people said, Jacobs has got no boxing ability, Jacobs has got no footwork, Golovkin's going to knock him out in a few rounds. I said, watch it. Jacobs is dangerous. And nobody took me seriously. This fight here with Canelo, this is it. Big drama show? Might be a big drama show, but it might not be in the favor of Gennady Golovkin. Him and his trainer have to sit down and really, all the excuses they have to cut, and they have to, have a game plan of how they're going to keep Canelo on the back foot. Because I suspect the hunter is going to be hunted. those are my thoughts. Thing we forget is, when did Canelo last fight a puncher? Can he take GGG power? Then I favour him on points. If he could be a stopping food. Well, last time he fought a puncher was James Kirkland. I think he was a bit of a puncher. I think the other thing is Golovkin's punch power. Like I said at the start of the show, and I'll repeat it again, Golovkin's punch power is with momentum going forward. Golovkin's punch power is ineffective when he's on the back foot. How many fighters has Golovkin knocked out when he's been on the back foot? Look at all his videos. All the guys he's knocked out is when he's been pushing the fight, pushing the fight, pushing the fight, pushing the fight. Look at Kovalev, same sort of fighter, on the front foot, on the front foot, on the front foot. So for me, when he fights a guy that pushes him onto the back foot, like I said with the Joshua thing, when Joshua was on the back foot against Klitschko, Joshua ain't got a back foot game, and you saw it. Joshua was effective when he came forward. Golovkin's a front foot fighter. He's not a back foot fighter. And I believe that's where Canelo can win. And he can break the hearts of many Golovkin fans. This is a tough one for Golovkin. This is the toughest one of his career. Let me tell you something. If Golovkin can come through this fight, then he begins his march for middleweight greatness. If he beats Canelo, he begins his march for middleweight greatness. A lot of people have already given Golovkin middleweight greatness, and I can't really say that he deserves that mantle of middleweight greatness. Good fighter, yes. Great fighter, no chance. He has to beat Canelo now to begin that journey of middleweight greatness. And then once he beats Canelo, then I don't know if the Billy Joe Saunders fight will ever happen. And he can move up from middleweight, move up to super middleweight, and take on the super middleweights, try and unify the super middleweight division. He'll have to hurry up because he's currently 36, and then move up to probably light heavyweight and see if he can do it light heavyweight. Can Golovkin do that? I don't think he can. Roy Jones Jr. moves up the weight. James Toney moves up the weights. Bernard Hopkins moves up the weights. You know, Nigel Benn moved from middleweight up to super middleweight. Thomas Hearns moved from middleweight, welterweight, middleweight, super middleweight, cruiserweight. Can Golovkin do that? If you want to talk about greats, that's what the greats have done. Okay, Joe Kazaki moved from super middleweight to light heavyweight. They made the move. Golovkin is going to have to make the move. The other thing is, Golovkin, their fights out there, Charlo, the brother who's moved to middleweight, is that a fight that would happen at middleweight? For me, I think him fighting Charlo is sort of like a backward step. I'm not saying that Charlo isn't a good fighter. What I'm saying is kind of a backward step. After you fight Canelo, who's the pound for pound king in terms of pay-per-views, after you fight Canelo, surely you're going to have to move up and take another blockbuster fight. You can't go back at 35, 36 years old, you know, and I don't think Golovkin gets any better. He doesn't get any better at 35. He doesn't get any better. So what you've got of Golovkin now is the package. That's it. He doesn't get any better. So it's just a matter of maintaining it. So September, I hope Golovkin and his team are ready. I really do. I'll be talking to Abel Sanchez to hear his strategy as how he thinks they're going to beat Canelo. There's been a lot of talking, and there's been a lot of, oh, he doesn't want to fight us. Now it's going to happen. Who's going to be center ring when these fight? No way GG moving to light heavyweight, LOL. He gets smoked. I'd like to see GG versus Jamie Cox at super middleweight. I have to look at, in terms of George Groves versus Chudinov. Three things I said to somebody earlier on the telephone call. If Chudinov can punch, if he can take a good shot, and he's got a good work rate and good engine, good stamina, Those are the three things you need to beat George Groves. So we'll look at Chudinov and see if Chudinov can do that. But I predicted Jack would beat him. I said Froch would come from behind and beat him twice. It's happened. I don't think George Groves is the same fighter anymore. In fact, I think he's regressed as a fighter. And I don't think after the last fight he had where he badly injured that guy, he will be the same fighter anymore. So I have concerns about that as well. So I think those are my thoughts about Golovkin versus Canelo. Of course, the fight could go another way or completely. If Canelo allows Golovkin to get onto the front foot now, and allow Golovkin to land hard, heavy shots and work Canelo's body, well, we've got a different fight there. But again, even if Golovkin comes forward, Canelo can fight off the back foot. But I wouldn't advise Canelo to fight off the back foot. Out of the two guys, Canelo can fight off the ropes and off the back foot. Golovkin can't. And he's proven he can't. So for me, it's Canelo's fight to lose here and Golovkin's fight to win. Those are my thoughts. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. And at the end of the videos, if you don't know how to subscribe, at the end of videos, where it's got the little circle, click the little circle in the middle that's got BWTM. That'll help you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Take care.